With half of the 2025 Formula One season almost upon us, one thing is crystal clear: McLaren are the ones to beat. And the Drivers' Championship? It's shaping up to be an electric duel between Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri. In Canada 2 weeks ago, that driver's title fight finally came to life. The McLaren team crashed on the track in a shocking moment. Norris ran into his own teammate and was out. A moment of madness that left everyone stunned, and McLaren wondering some very serious questions. The championship battle had been simmering along quietly up to now. But that crash, that was the spark. The one that could potentially ignite the second half of this season into something truly unforgettable. And now, everyone's asking the same thing. How does McLaren handle this? Do they bring in team orders? Have they already picked a number one behind the scenes? Or is this rivalry just heating up? Today, we're diving into what McLaren's next move might be, whether a favorite's already been chosen, and what to expect this weekend in Austria. So stay locked in. Let's go racing. What had happened in Canada was McLaren's worst nightmare, and exactly what all F1 fans secretly wish for. Until then, Norris and Piastri had been model teammates. Yes, they had been each other's arch rivals, but they respected team orders when it mattered. In Australia and Japan, they played by the rulebook. If everyone could sense the frustration in their radio exchanges. McLaren's golden rule? Team first, driver second. But then we got to Montreal, and that arithmetic changed. With no real threat to the constructors' title, McLaren let their drivers loose on the reins. Free from it, unmolested, and unmolested they took off. The crash came during a fight for fourth, 2 more championship points to take. But when margins are this tight, every single point counts. And for Norris, those 10 sure points disappeared, thanks to one costly mistake. He rear-ended his teammate. Race over. Frustration. Over-exuberance. Just bad timing. Whatever. Ouch. Fortunately for McLaren, the damage wasn't much worse than pride. Mercedes, their closest rivals, are still 175 points behind. But with or without that cushion, McLaren did not assume it was safe. The word was blunt and swift: race smart. Or don't race at all. Team principal Andrea Stella made it clear there would be tough discussions in the factory prior to Austria. But also crucial, he assured. The regulations are the same. The freedom to race is still intact. Both drivers agreed to it, and both will still have to deliver within those bounds. Fact is, this battle was unavoidable. The team knew it. The fans got it. Everybody did. Because if your only real rival is in the garage across from you, something is going to snap. But Stella remains adamant about his team's culture and about his driver's ability to learn. Speaking after the race, he used a cautious but determined tone. This wasn't the beginning of the end. It was a difficult moment, yes, but one that they'd learn from. Do we bank on our culture, which is massively strong? He answered. And do we use these moments after they've cooled off to be an even stronger team with 2 even stronger drivers? Make no mistake, McLaren hopes so. Norris and Piastri will battle on track. They'll fight. But next time around, the decision has to be better. And Lando? His answer has earned him respect around the paddock. He made no excuse. He didn't explode. He apologized immediately on the radio, even as his car coasted to a stop at the end of the pit lane. And when the media swarmed him, he took it. It was my fault, he declared. No excuses, no apologies. This is vintage Norris, always toughest on himself, always demanding the best. But now the question is, will he bounce back in Austria? Or will this moment, this one mistake, prove to be his season's turning point? It is an episode that cost him championship points and is an episode that, from his own admission, he said the principle was clear. I just made a misjudgment, Steller explained. So this may have an impact in terms of his confidence, but it's up to us as a team to show our full support to Lando. And on this one, I want to be completely clear. While the team have publicly declared their support for Lando, there are those in the media who think that the team may be ready to make a decision on who their lead driver is, while it might not make a difference at the majority of races. When there is a 50-50 call, it could go one driver's way. But before I talk about that, If you're enjoying the video and want to catch all the news and analysis from this season's F1 races, then make sure to press the like button and subscribe to our channel. Thanks a lot. Number 1 driver ahead of the Canadian Grand Prix. McLaren already knew they probably weren't going to be in the fight for a race win, and that proved true once the driving started at a circuit that was very gentle on tires. McLaren couldn't leverage their incredible tire temperature control to their advantage. It was a race that really exposed just how close the performance is between each team and how powerful the McLaren tire cooling is to their championship ambitions. It is an advantage that no one's been able to figure out, with talk of water cooling being rubbished and FIA inspections stating that their solution is just very clever but definitely not illegal. Nonetheless, the team don't want their drivers crashing into each other every other race in pursuit of the driver's title, while the Constructors' Championship title looks safe for now. An all-out intra-team and war between Norris and Piastri would put that at risk to stop that happening. Former F1 driver Ralf Schumacher thinks that an internal decision has been made at McLaren to back Oscar Piastri for the Drivers' Championship if the two battling becomes a problem for the team. I believe that is now internally decided that Piastri is the man the team will focus on in terms of the World Championship. The 6-time race winner told Sky Deutschland Lando shows too many weaknesses and makes too many mistakes, including his senseless driving into the back of Oscar in Canada. He has apologized, and that shows what a great person he is. But it's no use because great people rarely win titles. He went on to say, "This is the low point now, because he's lost his nerve a bit. You have to give him one thing. He was once again faster than Piastri. He didn't manage to do it in qualifying, but in the race, he closed the gap and was simply better. He still has the speed, especially in the race." 7-time race winner Jam Pablo Montoya agrees that Piastri has quietly assumed top dog status at McLaren. Speaking to Casino Hawks, Montoya said, "I think he talking about Norris is very good at winning. I think he's very good at dominating but chasing and being in uncomfortable situations. It seems like he never learned to deal with them because he never experienced enough of them. So now he's finding himself in difficult situations that maybe he doesn't have enough experience to deal with. That's the only explanation for me. Losing points on Sunday to Oscar wasn't the end of the world. Having an opportunity to pass. Oscar was good, but you need to put yourself in situations where you're going to come out ahead. You never want to go into a fight without an exit strategy." Piastri has already earned the nickname Icy Boy, and comparisons to 2007 world champion Kimi Räikkönen, who was known as the Iceman, for his cool demeanor on and off track, his calm composure and occasional scathing honesty, as well as that tweet, have made him an absolute fan favorite during his short career. Oscar has been as unflustered as they come so far in his career, but the pressure may start to ramp up in the second half of the season as a maiden championship comes within reach. Oscar has that calmness, Montoya said, but if it becomes a thing where it's all about the speed, and Lando can put it together, I think Lando can still come out on top. There are still enough races that if Lando gets in a streak and wins 4 or 5 races in a row, everything is flipped. If you can go and beat Oscar 2 or 3 weekends in a row, all of a sudden, Oscar is the one under pressure. Oscar is aiming to become just the 3rd Aussie to win an F1 Drivers' Championship and the first. Since Alan Jones back in 1980, Jones has backed Piastri to break the 45-year drought, saying earlier this year he believes Norris is mentally weak. Whatever you think of Norris or Piastri, watching the two race is excellent for fans and terrifying for McLaren. Red Bull and Ferrari will have upgrade packages for their cars in Austria this weekend, and if they can find a big step, McLaren's lead in the Constructors' Championship might start to shrink if a battle for the team title does begin. Do you think McLaren will decide to back Piastri for the driver's title when team order decisions need to be made? Or do you think they'll continue to let the two race throughout the rest of the season? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, and until next time, drive safe and bye for now.